Yo, man, we as a collective have got to do better. But men, we're taking an L for this situation. Now, on your screens in front of you, I have a article which comes from the New York Post. Now, the title of the article says Lesbian couple beaten on London bus after refusing to kiss for men. So this took place obviously in London, but as you can see in the photo, you have a lesbian couple who just happens to be riding, the city bus, and they're, lesbians who are out and about. You know what I'm saying? They're not hiding. They're out and about enjoying themselves, doing whatever it is they're doing, going to whatever place they need to get to. But a group of men decide that they should put their hands on two women because of the fact that they wouldn't show their affection in front of them. This is just like really idiotic. You know what I'm saying? And as I said, men, we take an L for this situation because we're not supposed to be putting our hands on females. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Now, me in the past, I had a situation in high school in which I learned my lesson from, but let me walk you through it. I ended up hitting a girl because she hit me first. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, as I said, I learned my lesson afterwards. For some strange reason, I retaliated and it ended up in a serious situation in which my mother and my sister, was forced to come to school, and we had this whole sit down with the principal and the teacher and the girl that me and her actually got into a fight, and the situation went kind of crazy, because it went to a level into which we were like really bashing out at each other, you know what I'm saying? And I got hurt, and that was the reason why my mother and one of my older sisters came to school because my older sister was actually looking to fight somebody, and for that, I was like really extremely thankful because growing up, my sisters always came to my rescue. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a small guy who, was a troublemaker. And for some strange reason, there was always people that were bigger than me and, a lot stronger than me and more physically defined. So I wasn't, always able to handle myself until I eventually got older. But as I said, even when I got older, they were still there by my side. So yeah, my older sister came to school and, she was looking to fight this girl. But then come to find out, I end up actually dating this girl, and we became like the most exclusive it couple for, the remainder of my high school years, until we actually broke up. But that's, another story for another day. But as I said, the moral of the story is men are not supposed to put their hands on women. And in this kind of situation right here, just because they don't want to kiss in front of you, that doesn't mean you beat them down. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just making them fear men even more. You know what I'm saying? Now, they're already lesbians. So just imagine, like, now we're just going to stay away from guys completely because of what we are and what we represent. And this just sucks, man. Just reading this, it just sucks. You know, like look at their faces. You know what I'm saying? Like just two innocent women. Like they should have just let them be. You know what I'm saying? Have some respect. Like this shit crazy. Now, let's see if we can actually, proofread this because I know it's probably going to be a long article and most of you guys aren't going to sit here and actually listen to me read a long article. So I'm just going to point out some, pretty, interesting points. A lesbian couple was viciously beaten on a London bus when they refused to kiss each other to entertain a gang of men. and authorities have made arrests in that case, local police announced on Friday. So that's good, that these men were actually caught and imprisoned. So let's see. Milena, who's originally from Uruguay, and her girlfriend, only identified as Chris, an American, were on their way back from a date last night. Well, a date last month on the top of a double decker bus when the group began to harass them. Okay, somebody posted that on Facebook. So they, as I said, were just on the bus, doing their own business, basically. They were coming back from a date or whatever, and men decided to come up to them and, I guess try to dominate them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you guys kiss now, or we're gonna beat your asses. That was the situation, and that was completely wrong. They shouldn't even have done that. You know what I'm saying? They should have got their asses beat down by the cops. We must have kissed or something because these guys came after us. I don't remember if they were already there or if they got on after us. There were at least four of them. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, a group or a gang consists of more than one person, so you four idiots that decided to beat on two lesbian women for not kissing, you deserve all the punishment that is coming towards you. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just wrong. They started behaving like hooligans, demanding that we kiss so they could enjoy watching, calling us lesbians, and describing sexual positions. I don't remember the whole episode, but the word scissors stuck in my mind. So that's like a fully detailed description of what actually was going down. So it was even more than just making them kiss. These guys were, trying to get sexually aroused out of the situation because of them describing sexual positions. They're talking about scissoring. Now, I know a lot of this is, material for like grown-ups, you know what I'm saying? So if you are younger, I'm sorry that you have to hear this, but this is just gonna be out there, and eventually when you become of this age, you will eventually have these, talks with your parents or, like your health teachers and stuff in school, and anybody, that has experience in this, you know. But as it says scissors, you guys understand, the logicness of scissors. They cut, and in the center is where, they open and they close, and they form like this V shape. And basically, I can't go any further, because I feel like obviously there is a great amount of you guys that are under the age in which I can't really discuss this, but as she listed, it's just a sexual position in which you will come to find out once you get older what these positions are. I'm not going to explain them, because I'm not your sexual health teacher or whatever they call it nowadays. Back then, it was, a health teacher for me. But the fact that, she says that it wasn't just about them kissing. These guys were actually trying to get aroused off of the situation. And to be fair, in a guy's nature, yes, you do think about sexual, fantasies about women and, just being able to see two women together. Yeah, it's a party in your mind. But they didn't need to go about doing what they did to these two women. Like, it was crazy. She said that she started making jokes in an effort to calm them down, but to no avail. The men began throwing coins at the pair and becoming even more ecstatic, enthusiastic, she said. I always have a hard time pronouncing that word. Enth- yeah, I know you guys probably want to hear me say it again. And you know what? Just forget it. But yeah, once again, these guys are just fucking low life idiots, you know? You're throwing change at women, like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, keep your change in your pocket. Like, like, have you ever had a penny, a quarter, a dime, a nickel thrown at you? Like, and then I could just imagine, like, they're probably taking like handfuls and throwing it at them. You know what I'm saying? Just off the, the general delivery of this response, it makes me envision like them having handfuls of coins and throwing it at them. And coins hurt. The situation quickly escalated to violence. The next thing I know is that Chris is in the middle of the bus fighting with them. She shared, on an impulse, I went over there only to find her face bleeding and three of them beating her. The next thing I know is I'm being punched. I got dizzy at the sight of my blood and fell back. I don't remember whether or not I lost my consciousness. Suddenly the bus had stopped, the police were there, and I was bleeding all over. Our stuff was stolen as well. Wow. So yeah, these guys went to serious petty mode. They not only beaten two girls, they threw coins at them, and then they stole their stuff. Like, come on, man. Come on. That's super petty right there. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to read this whole thing, but it's actually, very informative. It has a lot of information in it. So she says she's not sure if her nose was broken, but she hasn't been able to go back to work yet. Now, that is also a scary situation too, because then it becomes a problem because you have work and like school and other extracurricular activities, but now it's hard for these two women to go out there in the streets and do what they normally do because now their faces are disfigured due to these fucking low life idiots on the bus putting their hands on them. You know what I'm saying? Now she's unable to go to work. She probably has like a lot of headaches and everything like that, and feels dizzy all the time. Like, this is crazy. This is so crazy. And I know I keep saying it, but there is no other word for this besides crazy and just stupid. She told Metro UK that she was shaken by the homophobic assault because she'd always felt safe as a gay woman in London. What upsets me the most is that the violence has become a common thing, that sometimes it's necessary to see a woman bleeding after having been punched to feel some kind of impact, she wrote. I'm tired of being taken as a sexual object, of finding out that these situations are usual, of gay friends who are beaten up just because. So yeah, and as I said, like this right here, like I said in my last video, just like you have to stop violence in general. Like a lot of this stuff is not making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no reason for us to be, lashing out on one another just for a certain reason. You know what I'm saying? Because this is Pride Month, ladies and gentlemen. Like they have the right to be out there, enjoying themselves, going out on a date in public, you know what I'm saying? Because they spend all their time hiding. So now that they're out here, you guys just decide that you want to take advantage of this moment. And if they don't live up to your expectations, you're going to put your hands on them and steal from them. Like, come on, man. Super petty, super stupid, and it's crazy. So she moved to the country in February and is on a year sabbatical from her medical studies, according to the Metro report. Chris is also now living in the UK, and the couple was heading to their place in Camden Town when an assault occurred. So Chris moved closer, so obviously they could be together, which is which is good, because long distance relationships are hard. London's Metropolitan Police have issued an appeal for witnesses or anyone with information about the attack. So that just generally means, they're looking for anybody to step up in this case and basically, share their sides of the story if they were, present during the situation. Meaning, if you were around and you witnessed what happened, you know, your general take on what happened would definitely, help their case. In a Friday tweet, the police department roads and transport unit shared that they had made a break in the case. As I said, anybody stepping up and, just voicing basically what they seen does help out the case, in in favor of the two women, obviously. And most people may say, granted, snitching does get you stitches or blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to something that's serious, like such as this manner right here, that shouldn't even be a thing. You should just stand up and say, you know what, I saw this, I saw that, and I didn't condone of it. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing I could do during this situation, but I did see what went down, and this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, these two people were on the bus doing what they do, and these guys just came up to them and, they started blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? You tell the truth. You don't fabricate because you're scared. You stand up and you speak out. Arrests have now been made and an investigation remains going on. The tweet says London mayor condemned the assault in a Friday tweet. This was a disgusting attack, he wrote. Hate crimes against the LGBT community will not be tolerated in London. Ooh. The mayor has spoken, ladies and gentlemen. And that is pretty much the end of the article. But as I said, this is beyond anything that I have ever heard, far as, a level of hate crimes goes, because this is crazy. And June has, just started out. We're only 9 days into June, and this is already happening during Pride Month. Shaking my fucking head. Sorry about this news, guys. I hate to put you guys in this kind of mood, but I just felt like this story needed to be shared, and I needed to tell you guys just off the rip, like, just don't do this. You know what I'm saying? Don't put your hand on women in general. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how they may come out to you guys, always have the utmost respect for women, because women do everything in this world for us. You know what I'm saying? They're housewives, they're cooking, they're cleaning, you know, they're giving birth to our children that we create. You know what I'm saying? Just have the utmost respect for them. Don't put your hands on them. You can agree and disagree with them, but never go to the lengths of actually hitting a woman, because you just make yourself look weak by doing that. That is just a super bitch move. I was like, and those four guys, those 3 to 4 men that took, you know, took this upon themselves to put their hands on these two beautiful women is just retarded. You know what I'm saying? It's just made no sense whatsoever. But that is going to be the end of this video. Hopefully you guys got my message. I tried to, say something to the best of my abilities. I broke it down. I read the entire article, considering the fact that I said I wasn't going to. But as I said, this was filled with a lot of information, because even if I would have skimmed it, it wouldn't have made any sense. So now that I actually read the whole thing and got the generalness of the story, I can, rest now. So please leave a thumbs up for, just for my video, not a thumbs up for the situation that took place, obviously. that definitely deserves a thumbs down. But, leave a thumbs up for the video, because these will do good for my channel, the thumbs up ratings and stuff like that. And if you're new, be sure to subscribe and turn on your post notifications. I'll catch you guys in the next video.